This first thank you video is going to be for Strength Ministries. Brother, I can't thank you enough. I have been a Christian since birth, but I was raised in a church that did not believe in the rapture at all. There was no pre-trib, post-trib. Their belief is that the verses that are describing the rapture are describing the actual end in the kingdom of God. We know that comes later. And this is a church that calls themselves the First Fruits. That's not like the name of the organization, but how interesting, right? And so I realized that there was one or two other big things that they were preaching that were incorrect. Okay, this church that I came from, they have a lot of truth, but not all of it. And so there was this key detail that they had misled many with. And I don't think they're doing it on purpose, but they are doing it. And when I realized that this one key detail was incorrect, and realized that I'm almost 30. So, I realized that this belief that I've had my entire life was wrong. This key detail that affects everything, that is salvational. And I was working a job at the time that the business was owned by people from that church. And so I took solace in that. I took heart in that. And I thought, this means I'm working for the right company. Best pay I had ever had. Best schedule I had ever had. And I quit. With a wife and a 1-year-old son that I have to provide for, I quit. Many would call that me being a bad father. But I called it, and still call it, having true faith. Taking up my cross, not saying, wait, I have to go bury my father. Wait, I have to go do this other physical thing. I have to worry about this. I just quit. Because I realized that was not the place for me anymore. And there's a lot of backstory that goes into that I'm just not, I don't have the time to explain, nor am I willing, really. Because the relevance of the details it would be lost on almost everyone that would watch this video. So I have to use my time wisely because there's not much left. But shortly thereafter, I think like it was the next evening after I quit my job, or that evening, something like that, I came across your video, and I had never seen you before. I had been watching Christian content lately, but I had never seen you before. But the title that caught my eye, the first video of yours that I ever watched, that changed my life, my entire life, was your video titled Before the Feast of Trumpets, I think is what it's called. And something about the title made me linger as I scrolled. And I watched it, okay? I do what the average person does, right? I went to the bathroom and took my phone, and I was scrolling through YouTube on the potty. It's what we do, let's be honest. And I watched the video, and I came out of the bathroom, and my wife was sitting on the couch watching TV. And I said, honey, I have something to tell you that is unbelievable, just crazy. And she looks at me. By the way, she was raised in the same church, same beliefs. She looks at me and says, don't tell me the rapture's real. Jokingly. She laughed and giggled. Don't tell me the rapture's real. And my mouth fell open. And since then, I've had so many confirmations. I had a realization that a vision I had like 9 months ago was God telling me about the rapture before I ever believed in it. Which I'll be making a short video about that as well. Like I said, I'm going to make a few videos. They're going to come out in quick succession. Thank you, Strength Ministries. You changed my life. Thank you. And I was extra encouraged when you put out that video a little more recently. I forgot the title, but it was, I'm off the top of my head. I can't remember the title, but you were defending your friend who someone was calling a date setter, and apparently the context of his video is that he wasn't even trying to be a date setter. But in that video, you revealed that you had date set in the past and been incorrect. When you said that, because I've been following you fairly closely since I saw that initial video, and when you heard that, I got so choked up, because I realized, what if Strength Ministries had let that get to him? What if he had gotten depressed? What if he had given up? What if he left the faith? What if he stopped posting videos? At that time, I don't know when that was. It must have been significantly before I followed you. But you had put yourself out there. You had faith. You had been acting on what you felt to be the Spirit, and you were incorrect. But you didn't let it get you down, and because you stayed strong, Strength Ministries, fitting name, my life ended up getting changed. I never would have seen that. Had you given up, you never would have made that video. That never would have been, I never would have been woken up to the fact that the rapture is actually real and biblical and so true, and it's coming. I never would have realized that. So thank you for staying strong, and thank you for everything you do. Because since your video, I've seen 1,000 more talking about the rapture and confirmations and this and that. But your video was first. And I'm a big believer that kind of thing is very relevant. So thank you, Strength Ministries. And God has been prompting me to make these videos. And thank you, among a few others. And I've been procrastinating, and I'm sorry I've waited till the final hour. I'm sorry. You deserve better than that. But thank you. Please keep it going. And I hope to meet you soon. It's going to be awesome. I think we're going to have neighboring corner offices. Love you, buddy. Keep it up.